Hello, my paper flower friends. So I cut this spike of Cymbidium orchids out of my garden, and I'm going to clip one off, and we're going to dissect it. But before we do the dissection, you can see that all of them come off of this main stalk. So that's pretty easy if you wanted to recreate that and do that. And then I wanted to show you, these have kind of faded, but here's another stalk from my garden, and these have faded. Now, I don't know if these red ones are red because they're faded or because they're red because they're red. So I'm going to watch the rest of them and see what happens as they grow. So I've got a little poker tool here and an X-Acto knife, and we're going to try to take this apart, and we'll take it apart from the outside in. So you can see, looking at it, there's no calyx on here. In fact, maybe it's entirely possible that these are the calyx. So we're just gonna pull those off one at a time. Down here. And it looks like there's 5 of them. One of them is larger than the others, you can see. I don't know. Yeah, maybe a little larger, and then these are smaller. So let's put these in good order here. So we've got these 3 big ones. Actually, this one's bigger than those 2. And these are really soft and have a little bit of coloring on them. These have a little coloring on them actually as well. And then there's this one, and this one is bigger than the rest. Now we have this little trumpet. And I'm going to see how we're going to take this apart. I think I'm going to try to cut like right down here and here. But let's see if we can pull. Oh, there we go. Okay. We can pull this apart. So how are we going to do this? Let's take this one off first. And this one off last. You see, this one's really thick. I mean, it's really a thick piece, so we'll just set that aside like that. And let's look at this one a little bit better. This is really tightly curled, but you can see by kind of flattening it out, this throat isn't a lot different than, say, even a Phalaenopsis. But this one curls backwards, in a Phalaenopsis, the center would curl forward. The coloring on the inside here is just really pretty. But you can see how when I flatten it out, if we're thinking about making these, we want to figure out how to cut this one all in one piece. Now there's this thicker piece here, and it comes up, I don't know if you can see that on camera. It comes up from the center, and it's really like a filament of some sort. And it's kind of heavy duty, and it does sit on top of, excuse me, does sit on top of the petal itself, but it is part of the petal. It doesn't come off. So this is all one piece. This top part kind of looks like angel wings, doesn't it? Isn't that pretty? So when you're cutting it out, you can think of that as angel wings. Now, if I were making this into a flower, I would make this second part here and glue it right onto this part. And then you can see there's a stripe that goes down the center, and these little lines on here look like little angel wings. A little pointer here. Looks like little angel wings on there. And you can see here, I can actually put my tool right in between these 2 little humpy things here. And I don't know what they're called. I don't know the anatomy of this one, but it's really pretty. And I don't think it would be that difficult to make. Just make sure, I think that 90 gram would probably work really well for this, because this is really ruffly. You can see how ruffled that is. So put that down, and then let's come back to this piece again. This piece is really thick. It's kind of spooned in here a little bit on this, and then there's this extra nub on here. I'd have to really think about how I would make that. It looks like a little boat almost. And that's what goes on top over So it goes together like this. And then what I would do is I do the 2 in the center coming out here, and then 1, 2, 3. So I think that that's pretty much it. And I hope you enjoyed this dissection, and I hope that you can make a Cymbidium orchid. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you really soon.